Well, I think this does, for us, this is right for our business. I mean, we really want to be viewed as part of the ecosystem here. Just as important as the work that we do here, we want to be viewed as part of the neighborhood, because this is an area where it's a marketplace of ideas, and ideas come up in coffee shops, they come in meetups, etc. And for us to be here, we think it's really important for us to drive innovation and drive a lot of progress in our areas of Ford Smart Mobility that we've laid out, where we say, we want to lead in these areas.
Yeah, a lot of automakers and the media focus on the autonomous car and autonomous driving, but when I look around here, and I got a little tour a moment ago, it's clear that you're focused on a lot more than just that.
Well, that's why we call it Ford Smart Mobility. We're taking a holistic view, and that includes, obviously, mobility, autonomous vehicle, the connected car, or the car as part of the Internet of Things, the whole customer experience and how technology will enable that going forward, and big data. And by taking a holistic view, we can also always take the view, what is the whole experience that the consumer has? And as it all comes back to us thinking ourselves not only as just an auto company, which is very important, but also as a mobility company, because we want to drive the business forward. We want to make the world a better place. And also, in that, is there a business opportunity for us beyond our traditional business?
You're doing experiments all around the world in, I think, 20 different cities as far as different kind of mobility solutions go. And I saw also downstairs you're putting sensors on bicycles, like pedal bicycles. And I asked my tour guide, is Ford going to make a bicycle, And he said, well, electric bikes are very big in Asia. So do you think there's a time when we're going to see Ford making products that go beyond Mustangs and Explorers?
Well, potentially. We're not going to be getting into the train business and the large bus business, et cetera, but we are thinking about mobility in a more holistic way, and that may open opportunities for us, services opportunities, to be able to provide consumers solutions to how they get around from point A to point B, because we're seeing trends as a business. It's very important for us to look at trends and then project 10 years, 15 years out. And we're seeing trends around these growing megacities, or these cities with 10 million or more people. We're seeing the trends around the growth of the middle class around the world. We're seeing the trends around increased concerns about air quality. So for us, we want to ask ourselves, is there a business opportunity in there beyond just selling more cars and trucks, because clearly congestion is going to become an issue. But what we're doing with these experiments is we're experimenting, and we're going to learn. We're going to succeed in some we won't. But what we'll do, it will inform us so that when we come out with these products and services, we want to make sure they're accessible to everyone and not just, a certain portion of the population.
I noticed a lot of different Silicon Valley brands in this building as well. You're partnering with people like Nest, which makes smoke alarms. So if I'm driving my Mustang, it'll pop up, oh, there's smoke in your upstairs hallway. How key is that, partnering with other Silicon Valley producers here?
Partnering is very important. Again, that's why we're moving here, and we're part of the ecosystem here, because as a company, we want to embrace the ideas from others as well as our own ideas. And, it's the old adage, you can make 1 + 1 = 3. In the case of the association with Nest, it's all about how do we help customers with their home energy management. For example, as they drive their car away, it'll signal to the Nest thermostat that it can lower, let's say, the heat, so it reduces their bills. Or when they're coming home, they get within a certain area, it will pop on. But having those partnerships are so important, because we can learn from each other, and we can bring best ideas together and go forward and not only serve customers better, but each provide a business opportunity.
A little product plug, I notice, if I'm driving home in my Ford vehicle, the Nest then will know what temperature I have it in my Raptor and put that temperature in the thermostat in my house, which is a pretty cool.
That's exactly. We want to make lives better for folks. And how do we play a role in that? And again, it's allowing us to think. What we're asking our engineers and our marketers to do is don't stop at traditional innovation, the hardware innovation, et cetera. Think broader than that. and think from a customer standpoint, a customer-in standpoint, and let's see what happens, because when you do that, magic happens.
So what kind of engineers are we going to have here? I noticed that you hired a guy from Apple, and I think a guy from Apple also made the Nest. So are we going to see some Apple-type products in Ford-type cars?
I think what you're going to see, first off, we're hiring, obviously, aggressively here. When we're done filling up this facility here, we'll have 125 folks. We'll have 125 researchers, scientists, engineers. We will have one of the largest dedicated automotive research teams in the Valley. So we're looking for engineers, software engineers, design experience engineers. We're looking for business development folks, marketing folks, IT professionals. And what we're really saying here is come to Ford, and not only will you have a great career, you can work on really important things.
All right, well, Matt Miller joins me now from Palo Alto. Matt, that was interesting stuff, but I wonder, I think about Peter Lynch's whole thing about de-worsification. When a car company is not talking about making cars, at what point are they sort of looking off into the clouds and taking their eye off the ball?
Well, that's a question a lot of people who cover Ford ask, but the bottom line is they still have the majority of their folks in Detroit working on cars. This is only going to be a few hundred people out here. And look, Bill Ford has been into this technology thing, into this future thing for a long time. Now that Mark comes on board, it's a passion of his as well, and they don't want to miss the boat going forward. A lot of car makers, I've noticed, are really specifically focused on, for example, autonomous driving, but they're not casting as broad of a net as Ford does. So they're doing a lot of experiments. Not everything's going to work out, but they may hit on something that becomes that one thing that we all need in our cars going forward. So it makes a lot of sense to me, and I think they're not devoting so much of their resources here that you need to worry that they're going to stop producing F-150s in Detroit.
Yeah, I was trying to make the connection to F-150. In the auto business, is there a thought of sort of one thing that maybe no one realized everyone was going to need and everyone wants now, like, I don't know, like GPS or something like that?
Well, look, when I think of stuff that I never thought I would need, but now I don't think I could live without, I think of, for example, that little step in the back of the truck, in the back of the F-150 that helps you get up and helps you balance when you're putting stuff in and out of the truck bed. It seemed like something I wouldn't have any use for, and now I use it constantly. But I'm sure they're finding things like that that have to do with technology. I just got my Nest installed at home, and now I'm like changing the temperature every 30 minutes, and I guess I'll be able to use my car to do that as well. So those are the kind of things that they're looking for.
You're torturing your dog all the way from Palo Alto. Very nice. You're the only person in Palo Alto wearing a tie today?
I know. I actually I realized that when I got here. But if I'm not wearing a tie, I don't feel like I'm working. I feel like I've given up on life.